guess what? We are live, Paula Mold. We've gone live. Hello, hello, hello. So exciting to be here live. I'm Leigh Shenton.
And I'm Paula Mold.
And together we are your business and mindset mentors for creative professionals who want to create sexy as fuck businesses and make shitloads of money selling their art. And today we are interviewing the fantastic Stephanie Lester. Welcome, Stephanie.
Thank you. Great to be here.
Brilliant, brilliant. We're super excited to share with you, to share the space with you. So fantastic, really awesome stuff. Just checking that we are in the right place with Facebook and everything's working okay. Is it all working okay, Paula?
It's all working okay. We're doing awesome, so we can get going.
Brilliant. Fantastic. Stephanie.
Okay. Whoop.
Okay. Sorry, I was just sorting some stuff out there, which is all good. So fantastic, Stephanie. Paula, would you like to just read Stephanie's wonderful blurb for us, please?
Yes. Stephanie has been a civil servant, internal auditor, IT consultant, has run her own interior design business, and is never afraid to try something new. In her younger days, she loved sport and played basketball for England. Holy cow. Sorry. These days, the only sport that interests her is a stroll to her favorite coffee shop. 3 years ago, when her events business was declared a dead duck, she looked inward to find out what she really wanted. She used her creative energies to sift through her thoughts and arrived at a new medium and art form for her, needle felting. She decided that she would not return to the corporate world and would stop focusing on the money. Encouraged by the fact that people wanted to buy her sculptures, she continued to learn her art form and has become known for her attention to detail and realism in her animal pieces. Now, with the help of Leigh and Paula, woohoo! She is focusing on her work as an artist and launching her new business, Stephanie Lester, Fibre Artist. Fantastic. And her website is planning to be launched by this Wednesday. So awesome, Stephanie. Okay, so this is obviously the first time that I've read this bio. It is amazing, amazing. I just want to say that. That's incredible.
Yeah, super, super exciting to hear all those fantastic things about you, Stephanie, that we didn't actually know before.
Yeah, there you go.
Which is amazing. So I'm looking forward to delving into the questions. But what I really want to know is, how did you come to find Paula and I and be interviewed by us right here, right now?
Well, the first time I met the two of you was when you came on Art Fair Buddies Facebook group, and it was just after lockdown, and you were such a breath of fresh air because I was so fed up with everybody telling us what they couldn't do because of lockdown, and you guys came on, were just like, yeah, this is what you need to do, this is where you need to go, that, you know, there's nothing holding you back. And I was like, oh yeah, they're for me. The only thing was you hadn't got a 5-day, one of your 5-day challenges running at the time. So I was like, okay, but I'll go and do some of the things that you'd said. And then eventually one of your 5-day challenges came up, which I jumped on immediately. And that was a real changing point for me. It was the first time I called myself an artist, and it changed me. My partner was saying I was just visibly changed about how I referred to myself, how I showed up, how I allowed people to talk about my art and things. So I was initially reluctant to jump on the program because I thought I wasn't ready, because I thought I was too new to being an artist. And in the end, I thought, no, you guys can help me launch. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
Brilliant.
Here I am.
That is so, so exciting. I mean, nothing thrills me more than hearing an artist say, I feel comfortable about calling myself an artist now. Because I know I struggled with that for many, many years. I called myself a painter. I was really comfortable with that. But to say artist, so kudos to you. Your work is amazing. So excited to dive into the questions. Take it away, Paula.
Yes. What do you love about the work that you do?
I love, because mainly I create animals, and the great thing is my process is that I look in depth at the animal and the background and the environment, which I find amazing, and you learn so much more. And then I spend this whole time creating this piece, and I almost feel like I do bring it to life, and it's just me in my I don't play any music or anything or have any noise when I create, and it is almost meditation. It's like me and them. And I just love it.
That is so, so, so beautiful. I love the idea that you keep everything like really quiet, and it's just you, your medium, and what you're working on. That is fantastic. So what is the biggest challenge you feel that you've had to overcome as an artist?
So I think it's your word comparativitis. You know, comparing yourself to everybody. To me, that's you look around the whole time, you never think you're worthy, or you're just, and one thing that I think has been really good right from the start, where you've helped me to appreciate every type of art, because I mean, I didn't think of myself as an artist. I also had these visions about what I thought other people were. And it's like everybody who creates is an artist, and it just helps you see everybody in a new light. So even everybody in my medium, they've all got their place and they're different to me, and that's fun. And I just need to stop thinking that we're the same, you know, because like painters are all different. But my partner thinks my problem's my pricing.
I think I might agree with him. I'm going to have a conversation with him, I think.
He always ends up doing the pricing for me, just because he thinks I'm too low. But I'm getting better.
Yeah. Yeah, you've got to grow into that. You've got to feel comfortable about it. It's really important.
Yeah. I think pricing is one of the hardest things for artists in general anyway, because there's no like, you know, if you pay this much for materials and spend this much time on your craft and whatever, that it should be worth this much money, but it's not. And it feels almost like you have to pull it out of the sky, but you don't. There's actually formulas and stuff that, as you know, because we've worked, we've got PDFs and training and all that you get in our group. So it is tough, but when you lean into who you are as an artist and the immense skill set that you have, and then of course the following that you build and everything else, pricing becomes easier and easier and easier. Yeah. I'm jumping off the questions for a hot second because I want to know why specifically needle felting, because it's such an interesting and unique art form and not that common.
No, and I stumbled across it. And it was when my events business crashed and burned, and I really did do that. What the hell are you doing, and what do you want to do? And it was then that I realized that by doing craft, it was my way of actually thinking things through. And I thought, right, I'm going to take my time. I'm just going to spend 6 months thinking about what the hell I want to do. And I stumbled across this beautiful little fox, and I thought, what the hell is that made of? And they said needle felting. Never heard of it. And I thought, right, let me go and find out about this then. And then you realize that it is incredibly young, and it's only, as an actual art form, it's only really been around since the 1980s, because obviously it's the needles from the industrial process that's actually used. Even though wet felting's been around for years, needle felting hasn't. And then I just gradually built myself into it. And I found YouTube brilliant. A lady who taught me how to do the 3D. And the first time I created a rabbit, and you came down, you go, my God, it looks like a rabbit. I can't believe it. It looks like a rabbit. And I just, you know, you think, I've found my medium. Oh my God, you know, and prior to that, and I have no, I don't draw. I've never really found a thing. I've always been into crafts and creating. In fact, it was always a case that I could do anything from installing a kitchen to doing some Chinese brush painting. It was, you know, I dabbled in everything as opposed to being particularly talented at one thing. And when you find your thing, it's magic. Yeah, absolutely. So that's why I chose it. It chose me. I don't know which.
Yeah, that's amazing. It's a marriage made in heaven. I can't wait to see your pieces in the flesh, as it were, because you see them online. I mean, they look extraordinary. So, and I always know with every single artist whose work I've ever seen, it always looks so much better in real life. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. But just before we dive more into the questions, I just want to say hello to everybody who's jumped on live. Give us a thumbs up, send us some love hearts, ask Stephanie any questions about her art practice, about her business. Say hello, guys. Let us know where you are, what you're doing, and what's going on in your world. And if you've got any questions, pop them in, because we will get to those a little bit later on. Let's see, what else can we ask? Let's see. Okay, so professionally speaking, what is the thing that you're the most proud of, Stephanie?
So we have to go back a long way, as in I'm mathematical. Mathematics, that's why I went into IT, or problem solving, love it. Writing, useless. I was just absolutely, I mean, I think I didn't read much, but that was probably just because I found it a struggle in the whole writing business. But then when I actually went to night school to get my A-levels and did my degree in a roundabout way, and learned to write. And I did a dissertation on an IT. And eventually my professor with me wrote a book with me and got it published. That to me was, oh my God, I've got a book with my name on it. How lovely. And so, you know, I was like, officially I can write. So that, from a professional, that point of view, was just such a yes. Yeah.
That's amazing.
That is amazing. Sorry, I just wanted to say it's really great to, because I mean, I've done this in various different ways and shapes and forms, but when you feel like you're not very good at something, but you actually put your mind to it, and then you realize that you can learn new skills, that you can overcome the fears and all the bullshit that goes along with that, and you come out with something really amazing. So it's fantastic. I love that. I think it's so inspiring.
Cool.
Yeah, absolutely. So in terms of your art now, what are you most proud of?
Yeah, it's so difficult, isn't it? Because every time I finish a piece, I'm proud of that piece, because every piece I make, I've learned a new part. It's really weird. It's one of those, I don't ever do the same piece twice, and I think that's why I love it. I get bored really easy, and so if anybody came up and said, could you do 10 of those, the answer would be no, because I just wouldn't be interested. So every time I do it, I do like a different, and at the moment I'm concentrating on my birds, and the piece that I haven't quite finished yet, which is a kestrel, which is just up behind me, and I've got to still do the little gecko. 300 feathers I made individually to go into that. So when he's finally finished, he will be my pièce de résistance.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that is brilliant. I like the fact that you say the piece that you're working on at the moment is the one that you're the most proud of. I really like that. That is brilliant. Okay, so Stephanie, if you could go back in time to a time before all of this art stuff began, and somebody approached you and gave you, or you could give yourself some advice, what advice would you give yourself just starting out or thinking about venturing into a career or a business as an artist?
So I thought about this question because I've played all the other interviews, and I personally, I have this, I'm where I am and I'm where I need to be at this moment in time, and to many things I wouldn't change a thing. I wouldn't change any of my mistakes because that's who I am, which brought me here. But the piece, it wasn't advice, it was a phrase, and it was spoken by Carrie Fisher, and I heard this when I was very young, and it's something which has stood me, and I think it's an excellent piece of advice, which is, it's not what you're given, it's the way that you take it. And that means whether it's a good thing that you've given, you've got to still step up, you know? And if it's a bad thing that's given to you, well, it's like COVID, isn't it? How many people went, oh, poor me, and everything. And it's like, no, you can still do stuff. You need to step up. And I just think throughout life, that has been something. And even when I've really struggled, I hold that one up. And that's the piece that I would give to anyone with their artwork, with their professional, with their personal life. It's up to you.
Brilliant.
That's brilliant. Yeah, absolutely brilliant. Wow. No, I like that, because a lot of times, I mean, people do roll over and, you know, go belly up type of thing. And one of the secrets to having a business that lasts, whether it's an art business or any other kind, because I've run non-art businesses as well, is the ability to pivot. When you watch what's going on out and about, or you try stuff and it doesn't work, if you can pivot, it means that your business is less likely to stumble. So super important, especially now, because a lot of artists do depend on galleries, and they do depend on shows and fairs and things like that. And even if they're starting to open again, you know, foot traffic is going to be very limited, which means that you're not getting the eyeballs where you want them to be, right? So being able to pivot and go online and accept the fact that you can sell online and skip the galleries and skip paying commissions and skip paying fees and all that is massive. It's a game changer. We have so many artists who have learned from us who weren't selling before, making incredible work. And then just by following what we're teaching, they're selling online like mad. So that ability to pivot and say, okay, well, I don't know how to do it, but I can learn. So important.
Yeah, totally. I mean, you know, all the artists who are watching, I mean, now, you all make amazing stuff. But there should be really no reason, if you think about it in terms of the skill level, the quality of work that's going up, there should be no reason why that work can't end up in the hands of people who really absolutely love it.
Absolutely. I love doing shows, and it's what I did. I sort of used to do a show a month, but more and more you realize now, going through the program, is you're limiting yourself. I mean, to find your ideal clients, you know, whilst you're in Milton Keynes, you've incredibly limited yourself.
Yeah.
Haven't you? Go online, go out there with this person in mind, and suddenly, poof, yeah.
You've got a global audience suddenly. You know, it's like anywhere in the world, people can be buying Stephanie originals all over the globe. Yes, please,
Exactly.
get on. Fantastic.
Exactly. Local is good if you're selling fruit. So there you go. I want to shout out to everybody who's hopped on. I don't see any questions, but thank you guys for watching live. If you have questions and you're watching on the replay, feel free to ask them anyway, because Stephanie will go in, as we're telling her to, and answer any questions and all that. But where can people find you online?
Right, so my website is stephanie-lester.co.uk. I'm on Facebook, Stephanie Lester, and I'm on Instagram, Stephanie Lester Artist.
Fantastic. Excellent.
And our very last question before we open it up and let you say whatever else it is, what has been your biggest takeaway after working with us?
So there's lots of things, and there's one big overarching thing, and some of what I consider smaller things. I think I mentioned this before in one of the things. You create this like Bloomsbury group of artists where we can just go in and chat. And I've never been in an environment with a lot of other artists before. And so to have that, and as you say, if you've actually been on one of the courses or groups, you are this like group of, and you know you're going to be buddies for forever. To have that, create that environment is amazing. One of the things I love about you two is tough love. You know, you don't say, well, that's really lovely that you've turned up today, Stephanie. You know, it's like, why haven't you gone live? You know, we have to deliver. Yeah, don't just turn up. You've actually got to do it too. And that, to me, I react to that. That's just absolutely brilliant. But the biggest thing for me, and I am always going to be thankful for, is clarity. I now know who I am. I now know where I'm going, and I now know how the hell to get there. You know, powerful.
That is so, so beautiful. That makes my heart sing. I think I might have a little quiet week. Shall I turn away?
Yes. Well, you know what? It's nice to know that our message is getting out and you know, enabling you to create that business that you want and build the raving collectors and fans and everything that your work absolutely deserves. So this is really, really incredible. Before we wrap up, do you have anything that you want to say or add or whatever about your work, about yourself, about anything?
No, just as I say, it's more and more. I know you've started another 5-day challenge, and I would just say to anybody, for God's sake, jump on it. You know, it's amazing. That was the opening for me. I've sent the details out to people that I know who I think can benefit from it, and I think one of them has already jumped on board, which is brilliant. And I just think anybody should. I mean, I just said, it's not what you're given, it's the way that you take it, do it.
Wonderful, wonderful. Yeah, when the opportunity comes, you have to grab hold of it.
Yes.
That's absolutely brilliant. Thank you so much, Stephanie. It's been an absolute pleasure chatting with you. Look forward to doing this again in the future, because we're going to keep these rolling on. We're taking September off for anybody who wants to know. Paul and I are taking September off, but we're doing it right up until the 2nd of September. So make sure for anybody who's watching that you catch us next week at the exact same time, 4 p.m. UK time, which is 1 p.m. No, what time is it?
11 a.m.
11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And that one's going to be on Paula's personal profile. But before we sign up, Paula, just tell everybody a little bit about the 5-day challenge that's coming up.
Yes, from the 20th to 24th of July, which is Monday to Friday, we have 5 days, 5 tasks, 5 things for you guys to do in order to leverage social media and market your art. We teach you the one thing that artists don't realize. We teach you the one tool that will level you up in an insane way. And we teach you how to sell without feeling slimy and like a used car salesman. It's a heck of a lot of fun. I mean, it's me and Leigh, let's face it, it's going to be fun. And it's absolutely free, no strings attached. So you can sign up at leighandpaula.com/free-challenge. If you're watching this after July 20th, there'll be another challenge. We have plans to run them fairly regularly, but do hop on because we can change your entire summer. In the course of our free challenges, because this will be the 9th one that we're running, people have sold work just using what we teach for free. So it's super, super powerful. Plus the energy is so high. If you're like kind of dragging and feeling like you're not in momentum, after being on one of our challenges, you will be in momentum. So yes.
Yes, fantastic. Oh, we've got a question. We've got a question just popped in. Anne is saying, could you please give Steph's website so I can view her work? Do you just want to share about when your website's going to go live, Steph? Do you know yet?
Yeah, it is up at the moment because I did make sure that I actually had the main page and the about page and everything up there. It just says on it that the new works are arriving later. So you can go on now. It's there and you can find me. And it's Stephanie-Lester, which is Lester, spelling the easy way, .co.uk.
Okay, brilliant. So straight after the Steph, will you please go in and put it in the comments?
Yes.
So I can see it. Brilliant, brilliant stuff. Thank you so much, guys. You've all been amazing. And we'll catch you again very soon. Have a fantastic Wednesday afternoon, evening, Thursday morning, wherever you are. Have a brilliant time. We love you guys. Take it easy. Bye.
Bye.